My two non-negotiables with being a great athlete, succeeding as an athlete, or being a great person in your career and excelling in that space too. Number one, you've got to be in attack mode with anything you're doing. You've got to always be playing offensively, not defensively. You've got to always be thinking about what you can do to make something happen, as opposed to being worried about what you could mess up. And those are like, you're taken from two different parts of your brain totally when you have that thought versus this thought. Right? So I like to think about it as being in attack mode. And for me, like being a ball player, it was when I'm up to bat, I'm in attack mode, attacking the baseball no matter what. No matter how fast the pitcher's throwing or how good his curveball is, or how good his knuckleball is, or how good he is at locating spots, I'm in attack mode. I'm never feeling like he's the aggressor in the situation. I'm always going to be the aggressor in the situation. I feel like I'm in control of this at bat, not him. Because I'm the guy with the bat in the hand, not him. Right? So those are kind of my thoughts as a hitter. And even in the field, I played outfield, so not every ball's hit to me. Right? But I'm out playing right field or center field, and I am expecting every ball to be hit to me. Every single one. Right? I'm out there in the field, and there's a foul ball hit that way, and my first move is that like I'm catching every ball, even if it's 300 feet away from me, I'm catching that thing. So that's got to be my attack mode as a defensive player. I was lucky enough I had a strong arm, so if I get the ball on a base hit, I am throwing a runner out no matter where they're trying to go. There's no base that runner's going to get to without me being able to throw them out. And man, you get like a little bit of a high playing that way. I'm telling you, it is fun to play sports in that manner. It's not fun to play sports when you're playing it defensively the whole time, or when you're playing it with the mentality of, man, I just don't want to mess up. I just don't want to mess up. What are you doing if you're playing? Why are we even playing if you're thinking like that? You're better off sitting on the couch watching Netflix, because that's a lot more fun than that, right? That's the truth. And so you've got to understand, kind of from a bigger perspective, why are you even here? What are you even doing here, right? You're playing a game that you love to play because it's fun, and it's even more fun when you play aggressively in this attack mode I'm talking about, because that's when we're all at our best, right? I don't think Tiger Woods ever won a golf tournament just casually going through the motions, right? He was a man on a mission. Every single thing he did was in attack mode with a purpose, probably trying to hit a hole in one every time he hit the ball. Right? Michael Jordan, same way, right? The amount of just tenacity and aggressiveness and purpose that he played with, it just, again, he was very talented. It had nothing to do with talent. The dude got cut from his high school basketball team. You're going to tell me that he was the most talented guy starting out? He acquired skills. Okay, so this leads me to the next thing. Skills and talent are two different things. Okay, skills and talent are two different things. You acquire skills through putting in the reps and the work. Talent is what you start out with. Having talent can help out, sure. It will help you out, no doubt about it, but it is only going to carry you so far. Okay, and so skills are what you need to acquire to get to where you want to be. Skills are sustainable. Right? Those won't go away if you keep up with them. Okay? And those are the things that are going to absolutely take you to where you want to go in your career after your sport as well. Right? You acquire, I don't know if you guys realize this, but like being a college athlete, you guys kind of have like a full-time job already with school and sports. You guys are probably not having a ton of free time. Am I right in saying that? Right? So you already have like a full-time job. But the skills you're acquiring, hopefully, in like your communication through your sports team, right? Being a good communicator, that's going to translate to being a good communicator and maybe being a good interviewer when you want to go get a job. It's absolutely related. The ability to handle adversity and tough things in sports, absolutely going to translate, right? But you're going to have a job interview that you really wanted and get turned down, and then another one and get turned down, and then three more that maybe don't go your way. And then maybe that sixth one, finally, you got even the best job of all of them. right? Because God, in my opinion, works in mysterious ways. Everything happens for a reason. But your ability to handle failure and what you're doing now is building up that skill in you for what's going to come with your career. We talk about like with the interviews, for example, or whatever it is. And so, number one non-negotiable is being in attack mode. You've got to be able to stay in that mode. And number two is wanting it. You have got to want it. Whatever it is, right? You've got to want it. You can't. There's nobody who can want it for you either. That does not exist. That's where coaches struggle. I'm a coach. I struggle with that. Wanting it for somebody else more than he or she wants it for himself, right? And that can't be taught. It's something within you. And you don't have to want everything either. But if there's something that you do want, right? Like if I could just be honest and candid, I wanted to be here right now because I like talking about this stuff. I like being in the mental space talking about these things. And so for you, what do you want, right? Figure out what you want. And if you really want it, there's nothing that should be in your way that's going to stop you. There's going to be roadblocks. You got to find a way to either get through it or go around it, right? And so these two things are connected and related. And they help and complement each other. Approaching everything with this attack mode mentality, not shying away from anything, and really wanting it deep down, trying to figure out like what am I put on planet Earth to do or to be? What's my purpose and my calling? Because everybody has one. It's just really hard sometimes to figure out. I'm still figuring it out. But it is there if you search for it. So I think if you have these two things, and you want to be at a peak performance, I think you're going to be okay if you can stay in those two non-negotiables. All right, and just apply that to almost everything you do in sports and outside of sports.